All right, hello there. Welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, Bradley Beal. Bradley fucking Beal. I talked about this in my NBA Weekly. All right, you know, enough of the dramatics, enough of the extraness. But seriously, man, Bradley fucking Beal. You know, I talked about it in NBA Weekly last week. If you haven't watched it, you should. It's on the channel. But that's not the point. I talked about it. I was like, you know, where's Bradley Beal going to go? You know, we were saying some teams like, oh, what if he goes to the Kings? What if he goes to the Heat? And I did say, what if he goes to the Suns? And I said, that's possible. But I don't think Phoenix would give away everything just to have depth. You know, excuse my stutter there, but give away everything. And what I mean by everything, dude, that's 3 players getting paid out the fucking ass. Still have to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. But, dude, you're talking about a team that is Bradley Beal, KD, and Devin, and then G League players. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? I think it helps that Bradley Beal, you know, for his career, I think it helps that he's going to Phoenix, right? Because you're obviously not competing in Washington. But at the same time, I don't think Phoenix is going to win anything. You know, obviously Chris Paul's in the deal, Landry Shamet's in the deal, pick swaps, and a handful of second-round picks. You know, that is the trade. But Bradley Beal's defense is not good. Kevin Durant's defense, laterally, he doesn't have it anymore. But, you know, he provides a nice, when I mean nice, I mean a little bit solid rim protection. You know, time has passed and it hasn't really done wonders for KD's defense. Offensively, he's still amazing, obviously. Devin Booker can lock in defensively when he wants to. The problem is that he won't do it for all of regular season, and it could lead to issues. In the playoffs, though, because they will make postseason, Devin Booker can definitely lock in defensively, get a whole lot of minutes. It's just going to be a whole lot of what the fuck. This team is going to have the best of offensive nights, but the worst of offensive nights if one of them does, or if 2 of them doesn't have it going, and the worst of defensive nights often, depending on how they felt the rest of this roster. But with Ayton going, maybe you can get some morale in the locker room. But Bradley Beal is legitimate, bona fide fucking scorer through and through. Obviously Devin Booker and KD are, so you're just really adding the oomph to this team. Another element you can really talk about is KD has played with like fucking everyone. There was a Reddit post on this. Oh shit. There was a Reddit post on this talking about how many players KD has played with. And I'm actually going to pull it up, but it's pretty fucking wild. Also, on a side note, the entire trade is Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, a handful of second-round picks, and multiple pick swaps, which is what I said earlier. Okay, we're back. There's this post. Kevin Durant, it's on Reddit, by the way. Kevin Durant will have played with every elite guard of his era except Damian Lillard after the season. Guards KD has played with Stephen Curry, James Harden, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. 7 of the 9 last scoring titles are players he has played with, as well as multiple runner-ups. Joel Embiid is the only non-KD teammate to win a scoring title since 2014. KD has played with some fucking stud muffins on the court, man. I just can't really say it enough. This dude loves to form super teams. Obviously, it worked in Golden State. It was always going to work with Coach Kerr, you know, running things, and Steph, Clay, Dre, even role players. They just had it all. But yeah, dude, it's pretty fucking wild to think that Bradley Beal, like, I have talked about it, but it just, I didn't think that the Suns would pull the fucking trigger. I mean, they are giving up everything for this, dude. They already had made the pick with the Nets to get KD, but sacrificed obviously Mikal, Cameron, and a first round or 2 first round picks or several first round picks, something like that. But then to give away more pick swaps, it's like, dude, the Suns don't win a chip, this will have been probably the most catastrophic trade that I can think of in a very long time. This would be all-time bad if they don't win a chip from this, especially if they don't even compete. Like, when I say compete, I mean like finals appearance, you know, fucking semifinals, you know, Western Conference Finals appearance. They gotta at least make the Western Conference Finals, but even then it'd still be a disappointment if they didn't make the finals, because they're giving up everything. But let's see what they do with DeAndre Ayton. You know, going off that a little bit just to see, you know, how this would work. Let me just say this. A lot of people have not watched Bradley Beal with Washington Wizards. Let me explain his game. Bradley Beal, when I say he's a bona fide scorer, I genuinely mean it. I mean, this guy can shoot from everywhere, but huge but here. He prefers actually to not shoot threes because his game is to work the mid-range. Very, very efficient mid-range shooter. A lot more than players, or I want to say players, I would say fans give him credit for. This dude is buckets from mid-range. I swear, watching him is like, you'd think the way they talk about his shooting skills, he'd be an insane three-point shooter, but really he just doesn't shoot three-pointers a whole lot, and he's only a 6'3" shooting guard. So again, defensively, not a whole lot to get from there. But you had KD, who was a shooter from everywhere. You had D-Book, who's a shooter from everywhere. You had Bradley Beal on top of that, who, when wide open, would always make the threes, bro. I feel like everything that he shot when he was wide open from three was gonna just drop in. Obviously, with those three, defensive coverages, depending on the team, you know, how they match up, are gonna have to be kind of wild. You know, it's not easy to game plan for two superstars and one star. It's not easy at all. But again, crazy shit. Chris Paul, though, heading to Washington temporarily. He's going to get traded somewhere else. Rumors are that it's the Clippers. Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Paul George, Kawhi, and Zubac. Terrence Mann as well. Norman Powell as well. I'm interested in what Chris Paul would do there. Like, is Russ coming off the bench? Is Chris Paul coming off the bench? One of them is going to have to come off the bench. You can't start both of them. That would be fucking ugly. I mean, maybe they would start both of them, but I'm just like, Rip Bones Highland. Bro got traded to, he asked out of Denver. Denver won the chip. Or I guess you can say, Bones claims he asked out of Denver. Okay, so there's that. But Bones, again, claims he asked out of Denver, gets traded to the Clippers. Clippers end up getting Westbrook, so Bones doesn't get any minutes. Nuggets win the chip, so they won. Clippers obviously don't get past the first round because of the Kawhi and PG injuries. Maybe they would have lost anyway, though. And now they're exploring for Chris Paul to come, so that means Chris Paul and Russ would be there. Meaning, where the fuck do we include Bones in all of this? Like, dude, you made a big mistake. At the very least, you could have a ring right now. But, hey, man, who am I? I mean, I'm excited to see how this unfolds for the Western Conference. I think everyone had Phoenix pinned as a playoff contender. When I mean playoff contender, I mean a team that's going to make the playoffs. But ultimately, what we also should talk about is the Heat laid off of Bradley Beal, knowing that Damian Lillard was someone that they could actually get. And what I mean by that is, according to Shams, the Heat truly believe they can land Damian Lillard. They truly believe that he could say, dude, I've had enough of Portland. It's time for me to go. And if Lillard went to fucking Miami instead of Beal, because obviously Beal didn't go anyway, but let's say if they had to pick between Lillard or Beal, they would pick Lillard 10 out of 10 times. I mean, dude, Damian Lillard at Miami, that's a championship-worthy team. Miami's one thing that they lacked all fucking season long, including the postseason, was offense. You had fucking Dame time to the mix, dude. That shit would be crazy. And I know, I know just how good Jimmy Butler can be in the limelight, especially when he goes Jimmy Butler mode and takes over. But at that point, bro, you just gotta let Dame do work and just say it's fucking Dame time. Now, of course, Dame's still with Portland. I'm getting way ahead of myself. But the fact that they truly believe it's a possibility, and if Shams is reporting it, then you know it's legit. Shams and Woj, obviously as legit as it gets. Chris Haynes can be legit, but he's had some reports that I've missed. But anyway, Shams and Woj, they're reporting it. It's legit. I'm excited to see how this offseason unfolds. We already have our first major domino falling, and that is Brad Beal getting traded. And by the way, let me provide some insight just in case. I know there was a couple of people confused on the internet, so let me just talk about that here. Some of you may be thinking, why the fuck did the Wizards trade Bradley Beal for fucking that? Very simple. Bradley Beal, when he signed his Supermax, had a no trade clause included in his deal, meaning if the Wizards say we're trading you here, he can say nope, I ain't getting gone, I ain't getting traded at all. So the Wizards had zero leverage. Once Brad Beal said it's Suns or nothing, the Wizards didn't have a choice but to do Suns or nothing, because he could waive his trade clause, or he could use his trade clause on any other trade. So the Wizards had their hands tied behind their back. Plus, they need to get rid of him. They need to get rid of him to just rebuild, because their team is not good enough to contend. So you had to get rid of Brad Beal. How to do that is obviously cooperate with him and be like, all right, bro, where do you want to go? The ball's in your fucking court. And then once Brad Beal says, all right, it's down to Heat and Phoenix, then you have Washington negotiate with both teams, see what they're interested in. But then ultimately Brad Beal gets to say of like, all right, okay, I want to go Phoenix. So then Washington's like, okay, they're going with Phoenix. He's going with Phoenix. Let's see what we can get out of Phoenix. And if Phoenix lowballed them and didn't offer them anything worth Bradley Beal, they would have said, bro, fuck you, we're just keeping this guy. We're fucking the both of us over. But that's, I mean, I don't think Bradley Beal wanted to stay in Washington anyway. So I think he, at that point, if the Suns didn't give him jack shit, I think he would have been okay with going to Miami anyway. But anyway, if I'm using that term again, threw a lot at you guys. But ultimately, title of the video, point of the video, Bradley fucking Beal is a Phoenix Sun. I just don't think it's going to work. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see how it goes, though. As always, appreciate you guys for watching. This is All We've Been Different. All We've Been Different. And we out.